the worst update for Marvel Strike Force ever? We'll talk about all the glaring negatives, but also some of the positives as well. And we're talking about this big bad Infinity Watch team. Is this good for the game? I'm talking with that with my brother Remanx. And if you're ready for your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update, brother Remanx, tell him what to do.
Let's ISO 5 it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. And yes, we got a hot new update in Marvel Strike Force. Lots of negatives. We're going to talk about all that. There's a few positives, though, that I do want to discuss. And if you're here for the first time for your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we release a new Marvel Strike Force video and a new Marvel Future Revolution video. And without further ado, what is up, brother Remanx? How are you, my friend?
What's up, man? The beard's coming back in, so
I like it.
I was up all night yesterday because it was patch day, and yeah, it was definitely a wow, boy, a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of negatives to discuss, and we're going to talk about that big Doom raid requirements. I was hoping that we're going to go through with it, and they did. I was hoping they would change at the last minute. Maybe it was just level 4 for the rest of the raids, but no, they went through with it. This is the in-game message that we got. Doom raid requirements, the difficulty. I guess the difficulty. Have you noticed a difficulty difference? Because I think it actually got a little harder. What do you think about the difficulty of this before we get into these big requirements?
So I clicked auto on the bio lanes and was able to auto it for the first time without any direction.
Okay.
So it's slightly easier, but I think so behind the scenes, it looks like they may have changed some of the AI targeting, and I'll get into that in another video.
Okay. One thing that I did notice, I'm on the far right lane in the bio, that the main boss is different. It used to have Drax in there, now it has Colossus, and I think what they did was all those initial bosses for those things are now the same as all the other bosses, whereas the first bosses used to be different. So I think that's what happened there. But any other differences that you noticed with these raids, besides these horrible requirements that we're going to get to?
So the only thing that people were nervous about was they saw Gamora in some of the raids and some of the content, and she has the new sword. Just so we know, we tested it out. She is not her new kit. So she does not become empowered. So don't panic. However, it's a cooler look. I
saw her in one of the Greek raids. I think are we in beta right now? And I saw her and I was like, oh no, it's Gamora. She's got this big new sword, and I didn't see the charges over her head. I'm like, I don't think she's gonna get empowered now. I better kill her first just in case, but she didn't have any charges over her head. All right,
don't panic.
No panic. All right, the difficulty selector. They've reduced the requirements for Ultimate 7. I think this is a positive change for people that are in Ultimate 7 to get to the next level, 60%. So that is a positive.
So
any thoughts on that?
It's just a barrier of entry. So if you are building your characters for the ISO changes, you're able to get in there to do the ISO level 4. So you can get to 30% in the raid by doing just the ISO 4 requirements. So for
Ultimate 7.
Yeah. So you can unlock the
to unlock Doom.
So you can go into Doom now if you have the ISO 4 and get to 30% on Doom. So if alliances were worried about it, they can give it a try and see if they're capable of doing it. So some people who might not be able to do Ultimate 7 because the last node may be more difficult. Some of these early nodes aren't as difficult, and you can have more of the raid. So there's definitely, I think it's to entice people to try the new challenge.
Yes. Now both of these things I think are good, but the big glaring thing that screwed us up. Are you ready for the salt? I've been salty about this. I've been angry at the game ever since they announced this. What the f were you thinking, Scopely? What the f? This is why would you want to remove fun from the game? This is such crap. And if you guys don't know what happened, we were running these Doom raids every single day, getting the minimum 70%. We were going all the way up. Sometimes I was getting to that final mutant boss on that lane. now I could get 5 of these and then I'm done. All that energy is just kind of wasted. And unless I'm willing to spend a crazy amount of ions, which I think is like 300,000 ions just to get one character from level 4 to level 5. And that's not even required. That's not even mentioning all the crystal requirements to get these characters up. It's just insane. What is the effect that this new requirements has had on your alliance morale, whatever, your completion, you're able to completion the amount of nodes that you could do. What effect has this on you, brother Remanx?
So, we're kind of in that, we call it Kraken Casual Alliance, where we get to kind of do some testing and have some fun. But we were largely doing 90, 100% of the raid. And now a good portion of the Alliance can't do it. And so we're stuck now where we can't, we can't reliably, I don't have a skill team. And this is a big deal, right? Because now I want to save for Moondargon and Gamora, and equipping a character like Zemo to 5 has no value for me. And so it's just a unique requirement. And by the way, I'm going to say something. Their biggest miss was literally, I could do it too, was that they,
I know.
this time I hit it though. I got it right.
It's very interesting to say miss there when you said that.
It was close. I almost missed it. So I know you get nervous every time you hear the beep. But so what happened was, so even when the game went live, there was 0 communication that you needed 5 characters at ISO level 5 or 4 until you went into the nodes. The nodes themselves didn't even tell you that until you turned the raid on. So if you look at the communication in the game, it says requires ISO level 4 mutant characters. It doesn't say 5. It just doesn't say 5.
I see no benefit to the players for this. How does this add fun, Remanx? Does this add more fun for you? This is not fun. I mean, what are they thinking that fun is chasing more bottlenecks, chasing more, of these requirements just to get to something that we're doing a couple days ago? You were doing it almost 100%. We were doing a lot of these. What do you think the rationale was? Other than greed and money and are they cashing out?
I don't think they're cashing out because I would not want to have my name attached to a business that was celebrated as the biggest $300 million, guys. Look at what we could do. We're so humble. And then suddenly decide that the game's time to cash out and go belly up, take your money and run. Anybody who sees your name on a project going forward, anybody who in the industry is looking at you and wondering, how can you squander that much goodwill and energy? So I'm going to be honest with you. There is no legitimate reason with you said it, with greed. Because they didn't make money. They didn't make money on ISO. They needed a justification for people to understand the value of ISO level 2. And in the end, ISO level 2 should have been its own reward. You have to, in order to get ISO level 2 or ISO blue, because I'm feeling blue because I need those ISOs at level 5 to get there. But that's the problem, is literally that should have been its own reward, and they didn't take that into account.
They did not. They did not. And the requirements for ISO blue are so silly. We're going to get into that right after this, but oh my goodness. And we're actually going to go right after. I know I sent you the topic list that this was going to come later. We're going to talk about ISO blue right after this. Now, rewards update, completing all this, blah, 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 whatever. All right. Yeah, this and anything else, anything positive, anything negative about this update is overshadowed by this huge miss. What do you think? What do you expect the reaction from Scopely is going to be? Are they going to just stick with this, be super tone deaf to the player base? I'm getting so many messages of players quitting, not wanting to play the game. I've quit so long, I'm happy. How can Scopely bring this back? I mean, what do you think they're going to do to bring this back, or do they not care?
I don't know. We're losing at least 2 players. We've got one. We're currently running 23 of 24.
And you're one of the strongest alliances of the game. You've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on this stuff, and now
and and one person decided the game's no longer for him and didn't even communicate with the alliance, and now it's just a, you know, and I'm seeing that repeated across a lot of different alliances. And at the end of the day, this game is an amazing community, and we feel like we communicated that this wasn't great. You could, you know, and more importantly, when we go to the ISO changes, I'm going to talk about the three big problems with this whole thing.
All right. Well, let us get into it now. The ISO 8 Tier 2. Oh my goodness. I mean, one of the big things when we go into the game, you look at it, and let's, what is your overall impression of this before we go into what I see as one of the biggest misses of ISO 8 Blue?
So ISO 8 Blue is, you know, and I think ISO is one of the best systems. It's actually fun when you dig into it and start doing
fun, except when you require it for content.
Well, I mean, the problem with it is it was never. I don't think, because there's not a lot of RNG involved. They didn't make as much money as they probably put on the development of it. And you got to understand it a bit. You know, there's no business out there they're not a charity. So I get it. Okay. But the problem with it is ISO level 1 was introduced in a certain way, and now ISO level 2 comes out, and so the ion charge to go from 4 to 5 restricted the ability to go to 4 to 5. A lot of players just didn't bother going. They either took characters to 3 or to 5. And very few characters went to 5 because the ion cost was so high. Yeah. And even if you
and the crystal requirement, let's not forget that crystal requirement, because those are everything is super bottlenecked with the ions and ISO 8 and all that stuff right now.
And people didn't even know that you were getting extra energy until the strike pass came out. That people were like, oh my god, I was capped for all this time. Oh my god, I didn't even know, because they never clicked on buy it, because it just never dawned on them that they were getting an extra refill during the afternoon refill. Depending where you are in the world. And so realistically, people were behind anyway. And so now the other thing about ISO level 2 is they would have made plenty of money with people changing their classes. At the end of the day, we're as content creators, we're about to make recommendations, and because of the changes to ISO level 2, there are going to be some drastic changes to the recommendations for the characters for their classes. Well, go ahead.
What do you need this for? What classes, what characters do you need this for? What content in the game do you need ISO 8 Blue for right now?
It would make the raids easier. It would make it's going to be an arena. It's going to be
easier, but are you having trouble with the nodes other than the requirements? Are you having trouble with it with your ISO 8 level 3s and level 4s? Maybe some of them are level 5s. Are you having trouble with any of the raids right now that you need this ISO 8 Blue on this thing?
Well, the slider was just introduced, so the slider would have to, in order to progress through this, in order to progress through the slider, they introduced it. So the new challenge levels will require these new abilities, and it's going to be important, because if you can see the health increase, the striker is going to become much more important. So I'm going to be doubling down on striker skirmisher combinations, and we're going to be talking about mechanics going forward. I'm going to do a whole ISO 2 video shortly on my own channel, where we're going to break down like why these things are changing, why the value, and the concern that I have that we looked at the best options for ISO 1. Now that ISO 2 is in game, there's some changes. We tried to keep it as close to what we could based on the information we had.
Yeah.
But even then, especially because there's new members of teams, there's new emerging, like for instance, like Nebula and Gamora, their ISOs now are important. If you brought them up because you had high red stars, they're probably a different ISO than we thought before. So it's definitely something to consider. And so I'm now hesitant to consider characters as solo characters anymore when we can look at them as full teams. And it's really tough, because all the experimentation and all the fun of playing around with this has now been diminished by the fact that it's too restrictive. And what the is up with the 10,000 to unlock the sparkly?
That was my next point.
Hi guys. What's the green sparklies? Let's look at
this. Yeah, just to get to there, just to open it up, you got to spend 10,000 ions for absolutely nothing. And
do it. Just do it. Do it for science. Let's go.
No, I only have. Look at all my ions there, and hell no.
But did you see what happened?
Unfortunately, the camera. Hold on, let me see if I can move this real quick, and then there. Yeah, 10,000 ions. Look at that for nothing. What does it do, Remanx? Does it do anything?
So you see how the ISO thing is like glowing right there, like it seems like pulsing with like
so exciting, Scopely.
So you hit for 10,000, you get a fireworks show that may or may not crash your application.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
I'm not joking.
All right, so yeah, this whole Doom raids, this whole inception of these Doom raids requiring ISO 8 green and rewarding these ISO 8 blues, and this just does not feel good. Any positives gets overshadowed by this in this update for me, because I am so angry about this. I've been angry about this for weeks. Nothing was done. Nothing was communicated to the players. They're just like, you. We're going forward with this. Do what you want.
Well, I mean, and I think it's gonna be that they induce panic, and panic induces spending and or leaving, and so that's the question.
Or leaving, yeah, exactly. Jeez.
And the question is, how many people are you aware of that are retiring? I know confirmed people that we are replacing. Is 3. My comment sections, my videos, and my Discord just filled with all of them. I mean, there's nobody happy about this. Nobody from the brand new free to play player all the way up to the 3-year plus Kraken whale that spent thousands a month on this game. Nobody is happy with this. What are you thinking, Scopely? This is oh my goodness. All right, but let's move on. I mean, we could cover this death. I have nothing positive to say about this. Not even if I'm trying to play devil's advocate looking at this. There's nothing that I see that's positive about this. Just greed. Just total greed. There's a new character. There's a new character in the game, Phyla-Vell, and she's explodes into battle. And I gotta be honest, as upset about these ions and stuff, I was still very tempted to buy her. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do because I'm hoping that Scopely goes back under decision. They fix this, and this team is gonna be relevant and important. I don't know though. They have communicated nothing to us, and until they do, I don't want to spend in this game, no matter how tempted I am for Phyla-Vell. What is your take? I know you did unlock her, was testing her out. Oh god, this team is the next. This team erases the benefit of Kestrel and Silver Surfer.
How fun is that? 3 patches in a row where the meta just totally shifts. And we've had meta shifts in the past, but there's been some time between this. This is 3 patches in a row. You know, we had Silver Surfer totally changed the game. Kestrel changed the game. Then we got Heroes for Hire, and now we got their counter the very next patch. And I guess counter to everything. And I guess in Arena, we're gonna see Arena offense, Infinity Watch, Arena defense, Infinity Watch. It's gonna be like Black Order all over again. What is your thoughts on Phyla-Vell specifically after testing her though?
So she is actually a really cool character on her team. She's actually decent outside of it. Okay. She is, if you looked at MSF.GG right now, she is #1 damage in the game, and it is, and it takes into account her passive, but she is absolutely devastating on the battlefield, and she's a lot of fun. Her animations are cool. I like the outfit. I think they got it right, and it's definitely. Oh, you do like the outfit? Okay. Yeah, I'm mesmerized by her hair when it's in combat. I think it's a really cool little effect.
See, I haven't seen it in effect, but I'm just looking through Google at some of the images there, and I've seen this outfit there. I've not seen her hair like this within that outfit, so little surprised. I thought some of the different outfits or the different hairstyles that I saw based on this character looked a little better than what we got in this game.
To be fair, I stopped criticizing people's hairstyles a little while ago.
Fair enough. What is going to change in the game because of Phyla-Vell for you?
So Phyla-Vell is best on her team. Do I think she's a bio node viable character? And the answer is maybe. And so I do think because of the fact that she's applying offense down and debuff, she can help work with some of the symbiotes. More importantly, she really has her own built-in sustain, and like I said, on her team, we did level 70.
Okay.
We tested the Gamora and Nebula combo before the patch at Doom 3.2. And after the patch at Doom 3.2. In Doom 3.2, they didn't kill anybody. They lasted four hits, right?
Yeah.
After the patch, Gamora and Nebula almost did it. But with Phyla-Vell, they crushed it. They didn't even look back. And they were all level 70. She was 3-star, 3 red. So there is definitely something to be said for this team.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be formidable.
3 patches in a row where we're getting characters viable at 3 stars. How crazy are these characters going to be when they get to 7 stars?
Yeah, Moondragon's available too. I kind of got Moondragon.
Oh yeah, so for this she's available in the store right now, and I'm getting a lot of messages like, "Hey, what's going on with this?" Well, I think a lot of people missed this message in this Phyla-Vell offer. Moondragon, her partner in crime, available on June 10th. There's her offers. Her event is going to be on June 17th. But she's available. You could recruit her in the store right now for 10 charge, 800 power cores. This was intentional, guys. This is not an accident. This is not a bug. I think they're testing something out. Do you like this as an early release method before the normal offers and before the event goes out? Or is this just trying to squeeze as much out of the Krakens as possible? I know you bought her.
Yeah. So this is a Kraken squeeze. I think it also puts a lot of onus on the CCs, because right now we have the footage, and so testing them, especially the 4 of them at this level for the free to play and the light spenders is important. And I kind of get that. I've kind of instead of just fully leveling them on day 1, I'm kind of trying to bring them up over the course of a week or 2 or 3, just to showcase how the power gain affects them, to kind of give snapshots of when they're viable for people in different stages of the game. And so I like it, but then I make money off of this. So I don't think anybody else should be doing this. Yeah. People are. There's no red stars for her. So I brought her to ISO 5. I'm going to take her at 3-star level 80 into the raid and see how she does.
All right, so yeah, let me know how the testing goes on your channel, brother. I know the videos will be there. The links will be down below, and just kind of review the dates of these events. Moondragon, her offers are going to start on June 10th. The event is going to start on June 17th, the Show Your Colors event. And then the Loki event campaign is going to start on June 9th for Phyla-Vell. And that's how you could obtain these characters. Or if you want to test these out right now, you could buy them. And of course, Amazon coins if you want to save up to 20% on your purchases. But let's talk about the other rework characters in the game. The 2 sisters, Gamora, Nebula. You have tested them out. You've tested them out with Phyla-Vell. What are your thoughts on these 2 characters individually and their reworks and their changes?
So I'm going to tell you, as a solo character, Gamora really shines. Even Nebula is not. It's not a joke. She is. Remember back when, I think early in the Alliance War, people would put like a big Nebula on defense surrounded with other characters, and people would be like, I just lost a Nebula. And so she's no joke. Her abilities are got a lot better. Her stats are a lot better, but predominantly on her, when they're together, they are a nightmare dynamic duo. They really are. And she becomes empowered faster. The damage that she does, the assist chance on her abilities, it becomes just off the charts good. Now,
I remember back in the day, Nebula, one of the best one-on-one characters in the past. She never really had the stats. She got a little bit of stat boosts in this update, but yeah, her kit was always decent in a one-on-one situation until we got some of this power creep happening. But yeah. Gamora, how strong is Gamora now with her empowered state?
Gamora, when she gains empowered, if you go into the Deadly Methods passive, you can see the empowered changes, and they're quite significant. She is she is the deadliest woman in the universe, and they got it right.
Nice. Okay. We also got a few other characters that came into the, or other characters that are becoming available. And that is because Adam Warlock is coming to this game as well. And the way to recruit him is with your X Factor and Jubilee. And we got word that the Jubilee event is coming back sometime before Adam Warlock. I'm guessing in a couple weeks. What availability for Longshot? War Store, 1,300 credits. What do you think is going to happen with the rest of the crew? We've seen data mines of Polaris, Multiple Man becoming farmable in the campaign nodes. Do you think that these data and both of these is very strange to see both of these available in campaign nodes? Which one do you think is correct?
I think they're probably going to wind up in campaign nodes after the battle pass is over.
Both of those characters.
Yeah, potentially both of those characters relatively soon. I think they did that with Jubilee, right? They brought 2 characters farmable right before that. It was Yellow Jacket and Stature. They put them on nodes right before that. So my concern isn't Shatterstar being rumored as the Arena Store character?
I have not heard rumors. I've speculated a bunch of times. I thought the Arena Store, just because of his inclusion in the Battle Pass, and that's what they did with Red Guardian's Scream, I think it's yeah. So that's what I thought, but I have not seen any data mines. I've not heard any rumors about that. That was just speculation on my part. Have you heard rumors about him going to the Arena Store or anywhere else?
So I guess it's in a data mine. And so remember we talk about how data mines aren't always accurate, but yes. This one was from the launch. So same data mines we were talking about for their availability. So you can see I sent you. It's 800 credits in the.
Okay. So all of them got data mined. Polaris looking like data mined to Cosmic 1/6. Multiple Man looking like he's going to replace Taskmaster in those Doom campaigns. I can't remember the name. I have Doom raids in my head because I'm so angry about that. Those Doom campaigns. And it looks like
real.
Shatterstar Arena Orb. All right. Let's talk about these power leaps, because we talked about it a little bit with Silver Surfer, Kestrel, Heroes for Hire, and now Infinity Watch. For the long-term health of this game, is this a good thing that we're getting such big power leaps from update to update? How long can they continue this trend?
I don't think it's a new trend.
Well, we've had power leaps before, but not at this pace. This pace seems different than before.
Let's go back, because we can really go back. We can go Fury, Magneto, X-Men, and
there were months between all those, brother. There were months between Fury. There's a few months between for Magneto. Then there was maybe about a year to Phoenix.
So here's I think the real reason is just the
greed. Greed again.
No, I think they're making room for the MCU stuff. They had to give us Infinity Watch so that it's relevant for us now.
Okay.
Before November, when another movie comes out, which is potentially what'll shift the arena meta even more.
All right. So, and as far as the long-term health, do you think that this is good for the game, bad for the game? What are your thoughts on this? These power leaps that we're getting. I mean, you're someone that spends a lot on each of these characters. How does it feel when it's negated the very next patch by Kestrel, and then the Heroes for Hire gets negated by this Infinity Watch team? What does that do for you as a player that's spending a lot on the game?
So I always say that I don't go really hard into war defense teams for that reason, because eventually they sell us the solution, and it's part of the nature of the beast. This is literally what happened with the Hydra team. Now, Hydra team has found relevance relatively quickly again, and different offensive, ideas. And Red Skull's, such a good character. Nobody really people undervalue him terribly, but at the same point in time, as a war defense team, if you build up those minions and him, you got a couple of good wins out of him. But largely they were solved by a similar power level Inhuman team, or a similar power level symbiote team, and it became almost counterintuitive to build up war team. So we have this super hype team that's supposed to be, the first real 2-hit team until Adam Warlock shows up.
Well, talking about that Hydra team, do you think they're going to come back into the war defense meta? Because Black Bolt, I think it would be needed for some other teams to counter this Hydra, not the Hydra, to counter the Heroes for Hire team. The symbiotes, I guess you possibly could use them there, but I think a lot of people are using them to counter the Sinister Six. And then the other big counter that we got to them, Zemo, I think they're using, Zemo's being used elsewhere as well. So is Hydra going to make a resurgence with their war defense?
It is certainly possible, and we have rumored, well, not rumored, they talked about war changes on the horizon, so we'll have to see what that means. Yeah,
I mean, I thought the war change was Heroes for Hire, but that wasn't very fun. All right, let's talk some positives, because a lot of these positives were very much overshadowed by the horrible crap decision about these Doom ISO 8 requirements. But this is a good thing. We got more resources. Orange gear, we're getting a little more orange gear. The prices are going to be reduced. There's going to be more parts in the store, more to the reduced in the gold store and the raid store for purple gear. There's another slot for this orange gear. We have full gear parts that got removed. I don't know if anybody's really bought that except on accident.
Yeah, it's actually on accident.
Did you buy that on purpose? Have you bought any of that on purpose?
So to be fair, I talked to some of the emerging Krakens, and they used to buy it and then regret it. Like once they realized, once they found social media and YouTube, and they were like, oh God, what have I done? And so I have accidentally bought it on, I also accidentally bought a, you didn't hear about this. It is 6 Red Star Ultimus.
Did you buy that in the store?
Oh God, it was so. I was saving my promotion, my promotion credits, and I just finished a long stream. I was in the bathroom, just hanging out, and And so the phone fell to the ground, and when I picked it up, there it was.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, so 750 Doom credits on a character that I can't justify bringing up with I don't know, I'll come to the game. Maybe one day it'll be useful. But all right, let's talk about these catalysts of change though, because this was not all right. This is what it says: catalyst of change now guarantees all reward variants listed for all tiers except for the focus catalyst parts. Where did they go? Where did they go? I guess they're doubling up on the health requirement parts. More bugs with this update. And so I mean, it's definitely. So if you did this right now, you were getting double the health. We saw that yesterday, and so again, stuff like this will get taken care of quickly. And the quicker they can sort through this, the better off we are. But focus catalysts
why don't they take care of it before they release the update? Why don't they check their work?
Yeah, well,
I guess that they don't need to, because they're making so much off of all this stuff. They don't need to check their work.
Hold on. Yeah, exactly, Valley. We made $300 million and we're smart and humble. We don't need to check our work.
Yeah, smart and humble. There you go. And screw the players. We just want your money. We don't care about your fun.
Right, exactly.
See what happens with the Doom raids. It's supposed to be a positive note, and it goes back to the Doom raids because this is so horrible. It's such a bad decision. This is supposed to be positive as well, but let's see where this ends up going. The costumes. I'm actually happy with costumes in the game.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. These costumes look like they had some time to percolate. These don't look like instant coffee. These are like fresh ground. These are like fresh ground beans percolating for a little while. These are some really good looking costumes. And I said this, that the costumes were going to be your art department on display, and they are a credit to the team over here at Marvel Strike Force. The game largely looks beautiful when you're not crashing it in full graphics mode. When Silver Surfer does it.
Have you tested that? Is Silver Surfer still crashing the game on BlueStacks and on some devices?
Out of all the things I tested, that was the one thing I missed last night, and I got to go back into it today.
I'm still playing on low graphics mode. I don't even know if that got fixed.
We'll find out.
We will. We will. So we got the Black Widow costume here. We have the Iceman event going on right now. All you pretty much have to do is play on your arena battles, and you get this costume.
It's free. It's great. It's great. I don't have to look at. It looks great.
I like this.
Awesome.
I like this a lot better. I like this a lot better than the spiky hair Iceman. I wish I probably would have liked the bald Iceman, but I guess it would look too much like Silver Surfer. But I like this costume. I like this change here,
Yeah.
and it doesn't add fun. We talked about it. It doesn't add fun, but I still like it. I still like these. And then the last one, last but not least, and you've seen this in one of the loading screens, this Loki one. I like all the costumes this season. And then we're getting the Deadpool one available in the store right now.
So stop for 1 second.
Yes.
Go to Twitter. Go to my Twitter.
All right. So this is a picture on your Twitter. Yeah, look at this spine. Look at this. Spine mobility. Improve this. Improve that, and then looking for this button here, boom. I did not notice that his spine was like that. Good catch. Let's go into the game. Let's check this out again in the game. Let's move this back, and oh yeah, he's very his spine is very what do you call that? Very extended.
So that's what happens when Hulk smashes you too many times.
Oh yes, good point. The puny god.
Puny god. That's somebody's favorite part of the movie. I don't know who it is.
I don't know. Some person that likes the Hulk, I guess. But for all the negatives, I think this is a positive. This doesn't add fun to the game, but I like seeing these different looks. Hopefully they will do some stuff to add to the fun. But I like what they're doing with costumes. I like the free costumes that we get. I think the price they charge for the initial ones are ridiculous, but it doesn't seem like they're going in that path going forward. If you just play the game, you're going to get some of these costumes. Any other thoughts on costumes before we move on?
So that we have the Deadpool one back that we had for free for a little while.
Yeah, and it wasn't a choice. This was just his look in the game for probably about 2-3 months back in year one. This is how Deadpool looked, and then he went back to this one, and now if you want to switch back and forth, he's in the costume shop now for I think it's the same price as that palette swap of Captain Marvel.
But let's be realistic. So one thing about Marvel is your attachment to the characters, and costumes have always been a way to kind of give a different character a more iconic look without changing the kit. Yeah, kind of story. Because there's other characters when it comes to the game that aren't costume swaps.
Yes, yeah, and I like this because this, as far as the Black Widow one, because it matches with Yelena, it matches with her look in the movie, and I'm wondering if Taskmaster looks a little different in the movie than he does in the game. I'm wondering if Taskmaster is also going to get a different costume just to match what the movie. So I think they could do some cool stuff with the costumes as long as they keep it not required for anything, which is my fear down the road. But we'll see what happens. All right. So the thing that I wanted to talk about is on MSF.GG right now. It is a character that's been rumored for a while. Was not sure what was happening with this, if this would be a full character, if this would be a costume. Sam Wilson version of Captain America with a totally different kit. I have not really delved too much into this kit. What is your impressions of it? Because I think you've had more pre-time to look at this than I have.
Yeah, so he is number 2 health in the game. He is an awesome character. He enhances the skill lane. So the one concern we had is is this data mine residual from where they're going to do something with the show? And so what's interesting about this is the Secret Avenger tag, which I think wasn't that in there for kind of a while. I kind of hidden back there. So I got to think.
I don't remember seeing it previous, but it may have.
Yeah, so but the Secret Avenger are lots of other characters. The fact that he definitely so his passive is what really kind of got me really interested. Okay, and then his ult, which is available first turn. This is super powerful.
It is. And let me see if I can move up the screen so you guys can see the passive as we're covering it with our camera. There we go. The Captain's Legacy. Let me read this for the podcast listeners as far as the passive for this Sam Wilson version of Captain America. And no indication of how this character is going to be released. If this character is going to be released in the game, I think we saw data mines for some characters for months before they were eventually released in the game. So no telling when this character is going to come to the game. But his passive on spawn, 3 deflect, 1 deflect to all skill allies at the end of any a turn if this character has taunt and no deflect, clear taunt, and gain 2 regeneration, 25% block chance, 20% block amount. When this character has deflect, gain 300% resistance, 40% max health for self and all Secret Avengers ally. That's going to be a very interesting tag when it comes to the game. And in raids, non-Secret Avenger allies skill gains 20% max health. So, and an interesting thing here, he has a protector tag, unlike the other version of Sam Wilson. So, where do you think this character is going to fit? Doom raids? I guess if we could get the ISO 8 for this character, what other uses do you see for this character if and when he's released in the game?
So he's a raid character. So he's clearly marked as a getting the raid benefit. And so one of the things about him is he's going to allow your skill team to get in there, hit hard, get all your ability energy back up for the next raid node. So this is absolutely the kit that I was looking for. So turn 1, he goes in there, your team powers up, gets your early attacks in, blows up the enemy team, and then at turn 2 with the Stars and Stripes, recoups the ability energy, and it is a really good looking kit. And so I'm going to say right now that you are probably going to be using this in the Doom progression, and this is going to be, if I was to make a prediction, my friend.
Yes.
If I was to make a prediction, my friend, there's a holiday coming up that the Stars and Stripes are gonna be a big part of, and more importantly, my prediction now, and these are massive speculation, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks from now when this patch is over, it's time for July. And right around, what is it, like the 5 weeks from now is like near the 5th of July. I don't even, I know, I'll have to look at a calendar. I don't know what day it is. There was a patch day. I'm tired. So honestly, what this character kind of overshadowed this whole entire patch. It's like a sneak preview. Don't leave the game. We're gonna solve your raids later on. But this is gonna be the skill.
If you get the ISO 8s.
Well, he's protector, so the problem with that is if you're in the skill lanes right now and you bring up Red Guardian for this, it's going to be a feels bad man moment unless you're ready to go with another character for ISO level 5. But he is phenomenal for those people who haven't had access to him. He's going to give everybody a health boost, basically to help counter the accelerated damage from there, because deflect all the different things he's doing that are important on spawn, so you can survive the initial onslaught of super fast characters. It is a smart kit for a raid. It is well done, and thinking of a team like Kestrel, Moondargon, him, Gamora, really, and kind of a 5th if you're choosing will really be really cool.
Nice. So I can't wait to see. Now, one final question before we move on. Secret Avengers. Who else would fit in this? Any current characters? Any new characters that are not in the game? I know previously there were some rumors of US Agent. Do you think he would fit with that Secret Avenger tag, or is he more someone that toes the line between good and evil?
So there's a lot of Secret Avengers, and so like super iconic characters like Spider-Woman, characters that kind of were added later on like Quake. So there's a lot of characters that could be new or old coming to the game. You did talk about a few. There's quite a few that they could add to the game in their own right, because the Secret Avengers kind of had a number of characters that were involved at some point.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Let me know your predictions for what other characters might fit on this Secret Avengers team. Now, as with every update, we got some big data mines, and there's a lot of data mines, a lot of offers in the game. But you sent me some of the more what is the word I'm looking for? Some of the more important data mines. So let's go take a look at these. And oh, wrong screen. This is the screen here. Let me move this over. There it is. All right, Kitty Pryde is the first data mine. Mojo Season 7. It looks like it is ending in a couple days, right? Yes, tomorrow. Yeah. Kitty Pryde is looking like she's the next character for Mojo's Mayhem. We got the season rewards here. Now, I don't remember what the current ones are. Is this different than what we've seen in the past, or are they exactly the same, just a different character?
I just buy it, buddy. I don't know. Just throw cores at the
all right. But this is what's data mine. I guess we'll go see exactly tomorrow. What are your thoughts on Kitty Pryde being this next character, though?
It's interesting because it seems like they're gearing up to make them available coming soon. So what this means is with the current trend, does this mean Iceman is becoming fountain available, whatever word they want to use this week, available because it's going to be she'll be next in rotation into the arena store after the battle pass, right?
Yes. Yeah, it looks like she'll be the next character, and I hope what they do. Well, I guess we'll find out when we potentially get Shatterstar in that arena, or what happens to Scream, what happens to Red Guardian. Is it a 1-for-1 change out? Because if it is, I think that's not that bad. If we get the reduced cost for Red Guardian right away as soon as Scream comes out, if they keep these increased costs for these characters for a while, that's the change that I think a lot of people were fearful of when they announced those arena store changes. Now, the other thing, I've seen a lot of offers for Kitty Pryde pop up. Oh, what is it?
So it's 800 for the orb with Shatterstar, and it's 975 for the Scream character, as currently predicted by the data mine. So the data mine currently has those numbers in it.
All right. So my question was going to be about Bishop, because I've seen a lot of offers. Excuse me. A lot of offers. I guess there are issues as well. A lot of offers for Kitty Pryde and Bishop pop up recently. What do you think is going to happen to Bishop?
Hard to say. It's not something that we'll probably see this patch, but he very I don't know. I'm curious what they do after the Polaris Strike Pass for characters. Is it going to be a sneak preview of legendary requirements going forward? Are we going to have to like monitor that as the new, mythic bottleneck or the mythic availability? But I don't know. It's really, it's such an important team. We've got Beast in the game. We don't have Iceman. We're getting Kitty Pryde. And with the return for the second event for Jubilee and not having the rest of her team available is kind of interesting.
Yeah, very. We'll see what I think. That's the other thing about this Infinity Watch team. You can buy their offers now. When are you going to get the rest of the stars? When are you going to get them 7 stars? It's really not clear because there's no clear cadence. They don't have a set schedule. It's like everything seems random in this game. All right, other big data mine that you sent was about these Earn Origin gear materials. Both of us are assuming this is for orange gear, but could this be for purple gear? Before we talk about this, some of the requirements for this event.
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not either.
But let's be realistic. We don't know the tiers. So this is interesting because it's actually the first Mythic event that we have coming to the game, a Mythic tier of challenges. So, and the word Mythic means,
it's commanders.
It's synonymous with ISOs.
Get all your ISOs. Yeah, Mythic means you need ISO requirements.
You didn't beat yourself.
I didn't say it. I paused. All right. All right. But as far as we see the difficulty, we see the requirements here. Required 5 bio characters, level 3 ISO 8 for difficulty 1. Doesn't seem that bad. But wait, then we go down to difficulty 2, level 4 ISO requirements, and then level 5 for difficulty 3. And you just sent me the bio one. There's data mines for every single trait node in this.
It's duplicated for everything. And so I'll be honest with you. This is interesting because if this is something that's recurring,
yes,
I like it because that is going to answer some of the bottlenecks, and more importantly, it'll address why it's important to bring some characters to ISO 5 and give us some more resources to do so.
So one of the big things is what do you think they're going to do with the availability of ISO 8, the ions, the crystals? What do you think is going to happen with this? Because we're seeing more and more of these be requirements. I mean, the big thing that I keep harping on because it's so frustrating is the Doom raids. But now we see that with legendary characters. Now that we see that with events, how are they going to make ISO 8 more available, ISO 8 green more available to entice people to upgrade their characters to ISO 8 blue? Because right now, my economy is so limited. Honestly, ISO 8 blue, that's not going to even come for months for me because I'm so worried about getting my characters up to ISO 8 green. What do you predict is going to happen with ISO 8 green?
You want the answer?
Yes. What is your prediction? Unless you know something. So
I'm going back to when Emma's milestones came back for the second and third time, and they were like, we're going to put ions and ISO gear and stuff in there. We're like, no, we need that orange gear. Don't touch our orange gear and our other resources. Well, why didn't they just add it? Why did it replace it? Why didn't they add that? I know. But if a gold milestone character returns, And
big. That's a big if, brother. That's a big if.
That's a big if.
It's been months. It's been months.
It's been what? It's been a year, right? Almost a year.
For a new one, maybe for a new one, but it's been months since Emma left her third iteration. So
it started a year ago, and then if it is that case, then a character that we might have already shown on the stream could be a new Milestone character where they can
Sam. You think Sam could be the next Milestone? Where
they could potentially put him into some ISO relief into that Milestone for us. They wanted to do it.
I hope that is the case. I hope we get some positive news in tomorrow's blog post. The last data mine you sent was about the Shatterstar, and we just spoke about that already. Now there is a new series coming out on this coming week. It is about this dude right here, President Loki. I purposely have not watched a lot of the trailers because I want to be surprised. So with I guess spoiler free, what is your hype level for this, and what can you tell us without any spoilers?
So my hype level is over 9,000. I will be honest with you. Loki is okay. First off, he is probably one of the best actors in Hollywood. Second, he is honestly,
Tom Hiddleston, not Loki. Tom Hiddleston, not Loki.
Well, is it? I mean, I think they're synonymous. But more importantly, Tom Hiddleston just really makes that role magical every single time he's on the screen. And just to be fair, my wife's favorite character. So I could definitely be some fun with the family. But more importantly, it's interesting because this is going to introduce the what happens to the timeline, because they're dealing with the time authority. And so that should, for all you Marvel fans, I know you guys are keeping spoiler free. I know you guys are going to have some comments here in Valley's News, and I like to check those out and respond to you myself.
Let me know your hype level in the comments, guys. Now, other thing, this is going to be a Wednesday release. I like watching a lot of we've had Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, The Bad Batch on Fridays. Do you like it better on Wednesdays, or would you have preferred this series to be a Friday series?
So they're smart. This is the summertime, and a lot of people go away for the weekends on the summertime. So what they did was they made sure. So they made sure this lined up with Wednesday for the summer, and it's like
I didn't think of that. That's a good point.
Yeah, they're definitely, they understand so typically shows like go on the hiatus for the summertime because of that reason. And so what they did is they shifted family time for that, and I think it's going to be pretty amazing.
Well, I've loved everything on Disney Plus, all the series that they've released so far. So I'm expecting nothing less from this series. Any final thoughts, brother? What do you think? Do you think this game is going to improve? Do you think it's going to keep going down this path? Do you think they're going to eventually listen to the community and make some changes to make the game more player friendly, a little more fun, adding more fun instead of just adding more bottlenecks and gates? Or do you think we're going to continue to go down this path until Marvel Future Revolution is here, and then we all shift to that game?
That's I don't know where to start with that. You asked me like 9 questions there, Valley.
I'm sorry, I tend to do that, unfortunately.
So yes, no, yes.
All right, there it is, guys. No, but what are your thoughts on where the direction of this game is going?
I think they're super excited about the MCU coming out, because it's like for them it's work as usual, right? So movie releases, hype, all this stuff is going to be lining up. So we've got the costumes coming in when it's relevant to the content in the game. We've got a team shaping up that'll be replaced potentially by the next big Marvel superhero ensemble squad coming to the movies, and we've got all these different levels of hype for the movies. You know what will happen with Black Widow and Winter Soldier, all these different things.
All right, so yes, I hope that makes a difference, and I hope they don't continue to go down this greed path and focus more on fun and not just profits. Because I'll tell you what, I'm going to spend more money on this game when I'm having fun, and less money when I think the company's being super greedy. So Scopely, at least from this person, you're going to make more money if you make the game more fun and not be as greedy. So that is my final thoughts.
I'll tell you one last thing. The number one person who completed a DD4 is free to play because of these changes.
Oh, is he still playing? I thought he quit.
He did, and he came back because the Alliance, we couldn't find people to replace him with the Alliance.
All right. Well, Let's see what happens. Hopefully Scopely gives us some good news, or excuse me, Boundless, because they've been Boundless with all their greed. So hopefully Boundless gives us some good news and gives us some hope of some optimism on the horizon. So Remanx, before you go, brother, let everybody know where they could find you.
So I'm on Twitch, and we're going to be doing some more massive testing this week. I am going full science mode, and so you'll see Moondargon, you'll see more of the ISO testing for locking in some ISO blue. That list is being updated as we speak by some of the greatest minds in the game, and we're definitely going to be slow to lock in recommendations here, just because of the sheer cost that it's going to be to change.
Oh my goodness! Oh yeah, if you're testing that could be thousands of dollars per character just to test it out. Oh my goodness!
I spent $550 yesterday, dude.
Jeez, that's showing them.
I mean,
hopefully that's a $500 spent from you that the community doesn't have to spend. You know,
and I do things so you guys don't have to, and hopefully we can lock in like the value and get this stuff for you guys. So before Infinity Watch is shaping up to be the team we thought they would be.
I want to spend two Scopely, but give me some positivity. Give me something I can be happy with. Just remove these ISO requirements or lower them, or increase the ions or ISO 8 and make me a little temporary happy, because Infinity Watch team looks very good, and I want to.
Adam Warlock's my favorite character. He's my favorite. I'm doing a cosplay of him. So we're doing a cosplay off me and Tony Halfsend. We're actually going to be doing a who wore it better contest.
I like it.
So we're having a little bit of fun. So we're trying to bring fun back to the game, because they can't do it themselves. But that's all right.
They can't test their bugs. They can't make the fun. We gotta test their bugs and make the fun ourselves. So that's kind of where we're at after this game. Like I said, everything positive is kind of overshadowed by those Doom requirements right now for me. So that is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, even though you may be very mixed on the game right now. I will see you guys next time. Check me out. Thank you for listening to the podcast version. Make sure you check out Remanx. His links are going to be down below. Check out some of the sponsors. They do support the channel, and a lot of good products there as well. Hulk Fist Bump Remanx. Where is it? There it is. Remanx and ValleyFlyin. Out.
That was happy. That was a really big fist bump.
It was. It was a very happy fist bump as well.
I don't think you're happy.
Overall.